Tonight we're running on the right track. I know we never gonna look back. Oh, I just wanna have a good time. Call me whatever, 'cause I'm up for anything like that. Oh no, we don't wanna do slow-mo, so tonight we just let go. To the beat in the street, every freak out singing like, party like, freaking out. To the beat, yeah, we freak out singing like, party like, freaking out. To the beat, yeah, we freak out singing like. Where's the fun in doing what you're told? But I don't mind even though I lose control. Oh, I just wanna have a good time, so call me whenever, 'cause a night like this, it never gets old. Oh no, we don't wanna do slow-mo, so tonight we just let go. To the beat in the street, every freak out singing like, party like, freaking out. To the beat, yeah, we freak out singing like, party like, freaking out. To the beat, yeah, we freak out singing like. So baby, come and take my hand tonight, and know that everything will be alright when we dance and we fall and we don't care at all. Now we just sing the la 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 la.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hey, everybody.
It's tea time. Tea time. We're waiting for the audio to catch up. So many people in the house. Welcome, everyone. It is so good to see you. Oh my gosh. It's Sunday, and we've changed back the clocks an hour, so we all gained an hour of time today. Yay! That's so great. So how is everybody doing today? We're going to make sure we test your mics so we get you going.
Oh, that sounds good on my end.
So yeah, how is your Sunday? Doing good? Doing good? Before we start, let's do a cheers like we always do. So here's to Sunday tea time. Cheers, everyone. Hope you had a good week. Yay! Cheers.
everybody.
All right, let's see who's in the house today. So many people. I can't even go down the whole list. There's so many. Sean's been saying hi to everybody as you've been coming in. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for spending your Sunday evenings with us, or your Sunday nights, depending on where you are. Oh my gosh. There's another Bonnie.
Oh,
Woo!
thank you.
Thank you so much, Bonnie.
Happy All Saints Day. Awesome.
That's amazing.
And
Thank you.
another one just came in
Woo!
from Becky Johnson.
And Becky, thank you so much. Dun, 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 dun. Woo! Thank you guys so much. Not sure what's happening to my leaves, but they're missing. Where are my leaves? Well, thank you guys so much for your super chats. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to talk amongst yourselves here while I figure out what's happening. Dun, 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 dun. Sean will talk to you while I am figuring everything out. Or he'll keep typing. Let's see. What do we got here? Are you going to talk to people while I'm...
What would you like me to talk about?
Well, I'm just getting this situated while you talk to everyone.
Oh, I wasn't aware. I was busy writing to everyone. I didn't know what was going on here.
Yeah, I'm not watching anybody. Oh, there it comes. Woo! There.
Yeah, I'm seeing leaves on my screen.
Okay. Yay!
Nancy Field says, I hope you loved your trip.
Our trip was wonderful. You ready? Okay, so now I think we're good. I think everything's good now. Shoot. Just trying to get everything situated. Thank you guys so much for joining us. The trip was wonderful. Want to tell your thoughts about our trip. And Para DJ's here. Hi, guys.
Hey,
I feel like we just
DJ.
saw you. We kind of did.
I think we saw you all like twice there. That was awesome. That was probably the coolest part of the trip, was running into you all twice.
So great. So great. Yeah. So fantastic seeing you guys. And Brittany's here. Hi, Brittany.
Woo! We owe Brittany everything. Thank you so much to Brittany Watson from Your Perfect Getaway by Brittany Watson. We had such a fantastic time. I would say just as good, if not better, than any of our cruises, truly.
It was so fun. If you didn't know, Brittany Watson is our sponsor. She's been our sponsor on a couple cruises. We've also used her as a travel agent personally.
Yep, we've booked her with our own moolah.
That's right. If you are interested in our Gatlinburg experience, contact Brittany. I will put the link in the description down there. It's not there right now, but I will put it down there. And she can give you the Sean and Stef experience.
That would be cool. Give me the Sean and Stef.
The Sean and Stef package. The Sean and Stef Gatlinburg package. But we went to, as you guys have been seeing, we did Anakeesta, which is this mountaintop, like viewing thing. It's really cool. We can't wait to bring you the videos. We went to Dollywood and hung out at the island with Para DJ and at Dollywood as well, which is kind of cool. So yeah, definitely get with Brittany. I put all the stuff in the description down there for you guys. But yeah, so it's good to see everybody here. Oh, there's so many people. So many people here. Oh man. Hello to everyone. So, what were your thoughts on Gatlinburg? Let's hear it. Since we're starting off.
Brittany's link I'm putting up.
Oh,
here.
okay.
Why don't you share with what you thought?
Go ahead. I'm going to enjoy my tea.
Okay, I guess Steph's just not talking today. I don't know. Anakeesta was I don't know if I could pick Anakeesta over Dollywood. I really don't know. I mean, they're both really excellent, very, very different scenarios. I loved that Dollywood was super clean and safe. I really, at no point ever felt unsafe there. I got to ride legitimate roller coasters for the first time in many, 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 many years, so that was cool. I never heard Steph scream so loud in my life. I've truly never heard her scream so loud. But at the very same time, I think Anakeesta was just so beautiful that it just, I don't know, it's just kind of, and then there's the amazing cabin, and then there's Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, and there's just, I don't know, to pick one thing. I don't know. I guess just being able to get free time away with Steph that didn't involve a hospital visit or an IV. I think that's really what did it for me. The cabin was unreal. The area was beautiful. The trees smelled amazing. I don't know. I can't pick it. I can't pick one thing.
Yeah. So talking about the cabin, Allison and Madison were asking about if the cabin's big enough for 3 people and if there were things for kids to do in Gatlinburg. So the answer to that is Madison our cabin was humongous.
Huge. It
had definitely plenty of space for 3 people, plenty of space for 4 adults and probably 2 kids. So there's 2 king beds, and then there is a pull-out sofa bed right by the fireplace, which is really nice.
Yeah, they'd have their own bathroom, but they don't have their own privacy. So that second bed upstairs in the living room would have to be an extended part of the family in the master upstairs. But
yeah, you
could have 2 families, one upstairs, one downstairs, and the bigger family being upstairs.
And there's plenty of stuff in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg for kids to do. They have all kinds of miniature golf and what are the
go-karts, zip lines, bowling, laser tag. I think at one point you can shoot laser tag, bowling, zombie chase. It's all that wrapped into one. I don't know. There's no shortage of really bizarre things to do there, and I loved every second of it.
Yeah, and then like the other stuff in Anakeesta, which Para DJ saw the sunset. We were coming down the chairlift at sunset, and it was absolutely stunning. It was gorgeous. I'm so glad you guys got to go. That's so awesome. But Anakeesta is this really cool place. It has like Swiss Family Robinson tree houses and rope bridges that you get to go across. They also have a mountain coaster that Allison, you and Madison could ride together.
Yep, that's
and go
true.
down together, which would be really fun.
Stephanie had a full-on play, like a dialogue, just a monologue. So if any of you have been on mountain coasters, you know that they involve very long lift hills. Usually the lift hills at the beginning of the ride, but for whatever reason, because of the nature of the fact that we're so high up already in Anakeesta, the lift hill's at the end of the ride. So at the very end of the ride, Stephanie's just reminiscing about life, love, the pursuit of happiness, corpses on the side of the ground. Yep, I said corpses because they're all decked out for Halloween, and she's just sitting there having a fabulous time talking to herself. I cannot wait to post that video because it's hilarious. She's like, who are you talking to?
I was having a whole conversation because I was coming down from this huge adrenaline high. I was like, so I was talking to the scenery around me. If there would have been animals there, I would have talked to them because I was just so nervous, but it was really fun, and I'm sure that will make for some very great video. Sana, you said that the Dollywood lanterns, yes, they have, it's called Illuminites. It's for Halloween, for the Harvest Festival that Dollywood has. And they have actual real pumpkins carved. I want to say hundreds, hundreds of them everywhere,
maybe.
thousands maybe. And they're all carved different things. They had some really cute ones, like by the stream that runs through part of the park. They had a mama duck with all of her little babies and little pumpkins, which was really, really cute. Loved it. It was a great way to end the evening at Dollywood. Plus, you got to ride the rides at night, which is also really fun. So it was great. We really did like that.
Anthony wants to know if we did any rides at Dollywood.
We did all the rides.
A couple of them
Well,
twice.
we did all the roller coasters. It was amazing. We got to do them all, and I was really happy. I actually came off. Somebody just asked, Daffy D, you asked, did you ride the Wild Eagle or Thunderhead? We rode both of those. Thunderhead was the very first ride of the day, and Wild Eagle we rode twice. We got to ride it 2 times. I was so excited because it was our favorite ride of the day. And we rode the Wild Eagle in the front row on our very last trip, and it was amazing. So good. So definitely recommend that ride. It was so fun. And we had a great night. I actually came off the rides. The very last ride that we did was the Eagle, and I was crying, and Sean's like, what's wrong? And I was just so happy that I actually got to ride another coaster with Sean, because if you would have asked me in February, March-ish time if we'd ever be able to ride a coaster, I would have said absolutely not. At that time, Sean was in so much pain that even going over a speed bump would cause him to like he had knives inside of him.
I'd be crying. It might even send me into a vomit. It was terrible.
So being able to have that experience again with Sean was like this big, huge dream come true. Like I never thought it would happen. And we had the best day, and it rained the whole time, except night. We actually had a really nice pumpkin at the end.
It started raining right as we left again.
But it poured from 10 to 5
Yeah.
downpour. We actually left the park about halfway through and went back to our cabin, washed and dried all of our clothes, put them back on, and then went back out.
That is a fact.
It was really, really fun. It was a really, really magical day, even though it rained.
I think Dollywood was fantastic. I totally
So
recommend it. They have lots of great coasters. I loved Tennessee Tornado. Stephanie did not care for it.
That was a rough one.
Eagle would be my second favorite there, but they have like 2 or 3 really proper coasters, which I'm proud of. That's cool. It's nice to be on a proper coaster. We don't really have any in Orlando. I'm sure someone was going to hate me for that, but Hulk is not a proper coaster. Rip Ride's not a proper coaster. These are all gimmicky, off the shelf, pseudo coasters. I'd give them like a B level. I wanted a proper, throw you in every direction, make you wonder if you're going to survive kind of coaster. Like, is that lift chain really going to snap on the way up? I want, those kind of coasters, and that's what you get when you go to a thrill park like Dollywood. So I really liked it. It was fantastic.
It was a really, really great time. And Anakista was fantastic. Like Sean
Stunning.
said, we did see baby bears. We saw Mama Bear as we were going up the chairlift that I barely caught like the edge of her butt as she slid underneath all of the brush, but we saw the babies at the end, and thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you, Laura. That's awesome.
Super chat dance. Thank you so much. That is amazing.
So there's been a bunch of comments. I was just gonna answer you all at once. Thank you all so much for saying I look better. I put on about 19 pounds in Gatlinburg just because of the nature of the kind of food that they serve there. It was good. I was eating 2-3 meals a day. Travel was really helping me. And it's a good thing that I fattened up because I have chemo on Tuesday, which will, like Steph likes to say, she always likes our cats to be a little bit fatter. So when they get sick, they have some weight that they can use to fight off. So I just put on this weight. So I put on some fighting weight. I guess that's what you'd say, right?
Yeah, I would say so. So it's been nice that Sean had the best week last week at Gatlinburg.
If I could be back there right now, I would.
Yeah, very little distress on GI issues. Everything pain was down. Everything was just in the perfect place. Everything just happened to just fall into line. Basically almost from Sunday, which is when we left. We went to Atlanta. So Sean wasn't feeling too great on Saturday. He was like, I think I'm going to ruin this whole trip. I'm not going to be able to enjoy this. And I was like, no, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. And then Sunday we woke up and he was great. And we went to Atlanta and You know, it was fantastic. Little fun fact about our trip to Atlanta.
Here we go.
The VIPs already know this. We got an hour and a half away from Orlando, and I remembered I forgot to pack the meds, all of Sean's medications.
I even told her, forget it. Who cares?
No, we can't forget the medication.
She was like, okay, fool.
So we came all the way back an hour and a half later. So 3 hours total. And so after 3 hours of driving, we still were back in Orlando. So we got back in the car and then drove back to Atlanta. So it took us 10 hours to get to Atlanta instead of the usual 6, with a little stop in the middle. But yeah, so we did eventually make it to Atlanta on, one time. But that was my fault.
Alan Millman Gaming, I don't know what you mean by what ship. You're going to have to give me a few more words so we can answer your question. I don't know what you mean by what ship. So I will absolutely answer your question. Just got to know a little bit more information.
So somebody asked about food. Who asked about food? Dollywood Food. Rena.
Straight to diabetes. If that's what you were going to ask, the answer is yes. Everything's fried, deep fried, and then fried again. So the salad had butter in it.
So Dee, by the way, from Para DJ, she looks amazing. She's on this big weight loss amazing journey, and she looks fabulous. And we were talking about it. There really isn't a lot of healthy food in the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area. It's really quite fried and more fried and layered with butter and then fried again and slathered with barbecue sauce on top of it.
I think butter's a part of the food pyramid. I really do.
Not a lot of veggies. I think Jay said that he laughed that applesauce was the veggie of Gatlinburg, which was pretty much the truth. So, but we did have some amazing pancakes or flapjacks.
Yeah, if you all know what the difference is, there like a thickness thing? Once it hits a certain thickness, it's now a flapjack. Because all I know is they gave us this ignorant amount of what would be a pancake platter that could feed 10, 12 people. It was like this round, 2 of them. Then they were like this thick. I mean, it was like 2 pizza boxes, but they were pancakes. I'm like, what?
They were huge.
I was like, what am I supposed to do with it? Sir, excuse me.
So good. We don't know what the difference between a flapjack and a pancake is, but we had everything at this restaurant came with a side of pancakes. Like sometimes you get a side of like biscuits or maybe toast. Nope, everything had pancakes. So if you ordered a skillet, pancakes. You ordered eggs, pancakes. Ordered bacon and eggs, pancakes. Everything had pancakes as a side. I was laughing because
pancakes come with a side of pancakes, and I would like to say that was a funny just play on words. It's really not. When you order pancakes, it says side
pancakes. I think if you ordered pancakes, you probably got another side of pancakes. I don't know. It was delicious. We actually only ate. We did eat in the park. We ate at Dollywood. So that was the only restaurant we ate outside of the park.
I had a really nice chili, right?
Yes. Actually, the Front Porch Cafe.
I think it was just
from Front Porch. It is a full service sit down meal in Dollywood. It's where they serve you. I mean, it's full service. So Sean got chili and I got chicken tenders because it's the safest thing for me.
Because I'm a kid.
Chicken tenders. But Sean's chili.
Brandon.
Oh, thank you, Brandon. So glad you guys had a fun trip. If you guys like roller coasters.
Guys, Nobles. You're talking about. So here's the thing. I don't share this with people because people just like to make stuff up about me. So I just let them tell my story instead. But I've been to every coaster park in the United States. My last job was working for Geauga Lake right before they went out of business. I did a commercial for them. It was awesome. But I am a coaster junkie. It can't go fast enough. It can't go upside down enough. It can't spin you enough. I love it. This one, on the other hand, has rules. Is it? Am I looking at another? Oh, that's just late delay?
Yeah, it's just delayed.
I was like, what? But so like, the only thing I don't know about is like all the really crazy parks in Europe. I definitely want to go like all the crazy places in Europe, even on Smiler. I definitely want to go there.
Yikes.
But Stephanie, you've been to like what? Kennywood?
Yeah, I have been to a few. I've been to Kennywood, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg,
Tampa.
Hershey Park.
You've been to Tampa?
I've been to Tampa. Busch Gardens.
Come on now.
Busch Gardens, Tampa. Hershey Park in Hershey, Pennsylvania. That's where they make the chocolate.
I've been all the Paramount Park, Six Flags. There's not a coaster
Six Flags
here.
I've been to.
Everybody loves Six Flags.
That's about all for me. Oh, no, Cedar Point. Been to Cedar Point.
Cedar Point, of course.
I've been to Cedar Point. Yeah, there wasn't. So, here's Thank you so much, Brandon, for your super chat. I didn't get to say that. Thank you so much.
You were awesome, Brendan.
That's amazing. So here is the official flapjacks versus pancakes. Let's see. Sana says flapjack is an oaty thing over here in the UK. Really dense oat snack bar. Allison said Google says pancakes are made from a thin batter while flapjacks are made from oats. So there we go. I don't know if it's flapjacks. I think the name of the restaurant was Flapjacks, but they sell pancakes.
Sounds like bait and switch to me.
I don't know. If you are doing low carb, Gatlinburg would be difficult.
Kai, okay, all right, I don't need to upset anybody. Kai, they're all roller coasters, but let's just talk about them in like qualifications of there's family-friendly roller coasters, and then there's, I think I just got some brain damage roller coasters. I like the brain damage roller coasters, you know. I'm even every once in a while up for a solid harness that makes you go, you know. It's just, rock and roller coaster is fun. It's a single launch. It's pretty. It's great that it's indoors. But if you put that coaster inside a Six Flags, it probably wouldn't be as popular as it is at Disney. That's all I'm saying. I love that ride. I love all thrill rides, but I love the stand up, punch you in the gut, wonder if you're going to survive. You know, your eyeballs start shake and maybe come out of your socket just a little bit. And you're just like this at the speed. You're like, ah! You know, those are the kinds of coasters that I like.
Yes.
And yes, I'm sure with that last 30 seconds, you have enough information to put me away for, you know, psychological evaluation.
Anthony, to ask your questions, I do drop tower rides.
Those are fun, yeah.
Will not now, after all of the accidents that have happened, do drop tower rides where your feet hang over the edge. There's been too many issues of people losing their legs.
Yep, the cables did
so
snap.
I won't. But if you sit in a seat like Tower of Terror, by for example, if you sit in a seat and my legs are in a container, I'm good with that. But otherwise...
Top Thrill, people are asking about Top Thrill. Top Thrill Dragster, love it. King Dakar, love it. Especially if you get a rollback. I love me some rollbacks because when you're waiting in line for 90 minutes, it's like a free ride. You know, that whole joke about like when your drink melts and then you wait a little bit, you get a second drink. Same concept with roller coasters. I love rollbacks. They are fantabulous.
Yeah. Sean loves roller coasters. And I was so
What are you talking about?
I was so happy that he got to ride him again. And I hope there are many more in the future.
We thought I was so sick that was it, because the last time we talked to the doctor, they're like, yeah, I wouldn't recommend, shaking up your organs at this point in time.
It was fun. We had a really good time. But yeah, the food wise, we had that chili. If you go to Dollywood, you want a great chili, especially if it's cold and rainy like it was when we were there. I wish I had gotten that, which I typically always like Sean's food better than my chicken tenders.
I usually get most of my food stolen, and I, don't eat a lot
I did not eat any of his food. That's why he gained 20 pounds.
Yeah. Almost 20, 17.
Almost 20, 17 pounds.
That's pretty impressive for 4 days, though. I'm not even sure I could do that on a cruise ship in 4 days. That's a lot. And I didn't consume a bunch of alcohol either, so that was just purely from food.
No, we did get word from Sean's doctors that he is allowed to consume alcohol. We didn't know if that was a thing.
In moderation.
Of course. It's always in moderation. But they said that their goal is to keep Sean well enough that he wants to have a drink occasionally. So we made a side quest. Sean did not know we made a side quest. So we were coming out of Gatlinburg on Friday, and you take this interstate road that takes you to Knoxville. And then there's basically a fork in the road. One side goes to Nashville, which is also in Tennessee, and one goes to Chattanooga, which is also in Tennessee. Chattanooga takes you to Atlanta, and then that's the way we go home. But I was like, we have a lot of friends in Nashville. And I was like, Sean was sleeping, so I thought it would be really nice for Sean to be able to wake up and, get to see friends. And he did. So he woke up and he's like, what city is this? This doesn't look like Chattanooga. I'm like, this is Nashville. So he slept the whole time. And that was really nice. So we did a side quest to Nashville and went to the Opry Mills Mall, which is by the Grand Ole Opry.
It was our old stomping grounds. We thought if we're going to be here and we're going to wait to hang out with our friends, let's just go where we used to go hang out. And then over there is the mall.
Yep. And they have a Bavarian beer house, which is an Oktoberfest German restaurant, which wasn't there when we were there. I think we asked the guy, it's like been 3 or 4 years old. Mm-hmm. And we got lunch there, which we had this big bratwurst. It was so good we had a pint. Was it a pint? I think it was a pint. It was a small pint of beer, which is the first beer that Sean's had since
And it didn't kill me, so that was awesome.
what,
to know.
February, since we had one on the cruise.
Yeah, you're always afraid, like, my liver tumors are gone, but I'm always afraid, like, I'll have a beer and all of a sudden be like, Tumorville! So I'm just like, yeah. So we'll see. But we were given permission, so I partook. You can't go to a Oktoberfest and not have a little bit of beer.
It was great. It was fantastic, and the sausage was wonderful. So if you are in the Nashville area and you want to go to Opry Mills, the Bavarian Beer House is fantastic.
Oh, Paul!
Paul!
Arnett, thank you so much, Paul.
Yeah, I wish I could do his little dance. Oh, sorry.
Punching kitties in the face.
Hi, babes.
So someone asked, will we cruise again?
Yes.
And can you guys go on the Oasis of the Seas? Yeah, if cruise ships were collector cards, we definitely want to knock out the Oasis class, and that would be the last one, I believe. I definitely want to do more cruising. Oh, Tim Johnson, thank you so much. And Paul, thank you so much for your super chats.
Thank you so much.
I am fully recharged. I don't want to fight anymore, though. I can't, to be honest. I am not looking forward to chemo on Tuesday. Ooh-wee. Especially after the last 4 weeks. No. But speaking of going on cruise ships, we will absolutely cruise. We don't have a ship planned. I'd love to go on Mardi Gras. We were booked on Mardi Gras. And when they canceled our sailing, they called us back saying, we got you almost an identical deal. Cool. It turned out it was like $400 or $500 more and one less day. It's like not quite identical, and it just made it not worthwhile. Plus, that got canceled again. The one that they just put us on. So I don't know when our next ship is going to be. I know now that the CDC has opened up step 1 after a couple months of sea trials and fake voyages and all that stuff. Maybe we'll be running in January. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe. But
we have no bookings, no plans. No, we don't know what to do. We're if our sponsor wants to send us on something, that's cool. But right now we've got nothing. And Stephanie and I are owed so much money from various clients that our invoices haven't been paid. So we have no money to book anything right now.
Yeah, we're just going with it.
We're just rolling with it, going 2020. You've been crazy. As a freelancer, you're always chasing the money. But wow, has it never been like this before?
Tough. It's been tough.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Right, Chloe?
Chloe's
right here. Oh, there she is. She says,
Chloe's a sweetheart.
Hey, babes.
Can you take off another week if you didn't want to go? What?
Oh, another super chat. I don't see that one.
Oh, there it goes. Frank.
Oh, thank you so much, Frank and Jen in Colorado. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anthony, I could take another week off of chemo, but that would be delaying the inevitable maybe. So I just think we just jump in and find out where we're at, because the idea is to eventually get off of chemo.
Yeah, so that's the next thing. So health update for Sean. It's been 4 weeks. This is week 4 since he's had active chemo. And so Tuesday we go back into, I think it's round 14, but I don't really know. Thank you so much, Frank and Jen. I don't do a little dance. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, Chloe, let's dance. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know what round it is. I think it's 14. I have to go look at my calendar and see. But Sean is very nervous about it. Mm-hmm. I think Ella posted that. He is not looking forward to it. So, but we do know that what this past week has shown us, is that there is an ending to the chemo pain. There is an ending to the chemo hell that it is. And if you can get through that, to know that in your head, to know that you can still do these things, you can still travel, you can still go on roller coasters, which are pretty much the most intense thing you could possibly do to your body at one time. If now that Sean knows that, I feel I'm not speaking for you. Sorry, I'm not trying to do that. But I feel like we have learned that there is life after chemo. We have to get through that little teeny bump in the road, which even if it's 2 or 3 weeks, which this past one was. So we'll see. We'll get there. And Tuesday again.
Yeah. So there's a lot of comments up here. So let's. Ray's asking us to join the Mardi Gras in February 2021. I'm fighting cancer right now. I do not have a dime for travel. Right now, all of our traveling is being sponsored. So if a sponsor wants to put us there, that would be fantastic. But legitimately, no money for traveling. So that's one reason why we're driving. It's very, very easy to hop in the car and go do things. And it's very inexpensive. I think the last time we filled up our car, it was like $16. I almost laughed compared to our previous vehicle that we used to have.
So great.
And then Brandon says, is the February group cruise canceled then? I don't know. I don't know yet. Since remember, the way these things work out, every ship has to get recertified, and that's going to take a really, really long time. And then they have to do mock voyages. So who knows when that ship where that ship will be? I imagine that sometime in the middle of this month or beginning of December, they'll hit us with a cancellation. That's my vote.
I actually don't think I think Sean's a little optimistic about them canceling it. I don't think they're going to cancel it till January. Because they want that money.
But you think they're still going to cancel it?
I think they're still going to cancel it, but I don't think they're going to cancel it till January.
That's fine. Waiting to the last minute because you don't want to be sending out as much money as if you don't have to.
Yeah. But we'll see.
Fingers crossed about the group cruise, but
yeah. We're not real optimistic about it just because we are happy. I'm happy. Sean's happy that they lifted. It's finally free and that they can start. It's a great first step. But where it goes from here, how long it takes, nobody knows. The cruise lines don't know. We really follow Captain Kate, and she really talks openly about how long it's going to be and where she is in her timeline and from her perspective of where it takes. And we really like that. So, we'll see. But we will definitely go on a ship. Allison, I believe the crew is starting to return to a few ships very slowly.
From what I understand, they're doing one ship at a time per fleet. So because it's so expensive, you've got to get it out of whatever docking system that they've put the ship in. And it's my understanding that it's like they literally leave only but a battery, or when they completely shut the ship down, it's like you get a brand new ship. So you have to go through all the sea trials again. Everything has to be recertified and checked out and approved. And then they promised that they would do mock sailing. So that means employees and family of employees or whatever. And then they can start booking stuff. So that can't possibly happen in anything shorter than 30 to 60 days. It's just not possible. Because, your average sailing is a week. And if they require you to do, let's say, 4 sailings, that's a month. I don't know how many sailings they're going to require. I didn't read that in the documentation, did you?
I don't think it said that.
Yeah. So it's a good first step, but I still don't think cruising is going to be in full effect until mid next year.
Yeah, it's going to be really slow. Yeah, Tracy, you just wrote, it's going to be a really slow return. We agree. I kind of want it to be slow. I don't want them to rush back.
For sure.
We also got to meet Heather Forrester. She's a VIP as well, and she's here today. So we got to meet her IRL.
Yeah, she's in our patron group, and it was really cool to run into her.
Yeah, we got to meet her in Murfreesboro. That was fantastic. And we were talking about how slow it's going to be, the return with everything. There's just a lot of stuff that they have to go through and a lot of different protocols. And I kind of want to know what ship has been certified for the new ventilation system.
Oh, thank you, Michelle.
Hold that thought. Thank you, Michelle. Woo.
I think I deserve
Here's
a dance
to
from
many
you, too.
more. That's a thank you so much. Yeah, that is a good dance.
Better than yours, really.
Oh, I'll have to be better. Thank you so much, Michelle. I would like to have a logo on each ship when I'm going to book that this ship has the new ventilation system. And I know that I can book with confidence to see that. I was talking to Heather about that. I think that would be a really great thing to see, because I think that it's going to be a slow process of them retrofitting the old ships. I hope they start doing it to the new ships first, the bigger ships. And so if we could have that, and then I really want to know what happens if there's an outbreak on a ship. What is the protocol?
Yeah, so this is the only thing that they haven't answered, and it's really because it's not in their hands. But what happens, God forbid, that we're on ship blah, we're not going to make fun of any specific ship, we're on ship blah blah, captained by Captain blah, and all of a sudden it turns out there's 30 cases of COVID on this on blah ship, and we're pulling into this port, and they're like, nah bruh, ain't gonna happen. So what happens? Do they put you into a military encampment, like a military field hospital? Do they tell you to kick rocks like they do right now?
Does it just go home and quarantine for 14 days? I mean, what do they do?
We just want to know what the actual policy happens to be. Because, chemo meds aren't easy to get, and I can't roll with a month and a half's worth of chemo meds. So that would be an interesting thing for a week's vacation,
That oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about getting enough medications.
Yeah, but they won't give me a month's worth. There's no way.
You can't get that much.
No way.
That's another thing, and it's not just you that's on medication.
Of course not.
So many people.
That's just one thought of many, many thoughts. But what happens?
What happens when there's an outbreak? Because there will be an outbreak. And it's not an if, it is a when. But and that's part of cruising. There's signs in every theme park, it should be basically in every public place that you go to, that by entering this building you could get COVID. Okay, yes, we understand that. We understand the risks. We are adults. We're taking that step. But what happens when there is a full-blown outbreak and we can't come into the United States? Or where do we go? That hasn't really been discussed. I think that it's right now it says it's up to ports. That is so like wishy-washy to me. I need to know. I want to know how much what the steps are. So I think Heather said that she submitted requests for Princess and Carnival on the ventilation systems. If we have that information, especially for people that have compromised immunity, it'll be a little bit of easier decision to say, okay, we'll want to pick this ship because of this for our situation. And I think that would be really good.
Agreed. And I think I just saw Heather say they have isolation cabins on the ships. That's cool too, up until it goes past that number, I guess. Or maybe there's a lot because they're going to supposedly be sailing at a lower capacity. All the documentaries I've ever watched on cruise ships say that anything below 80-85% occupancy is almost detrimental. So I'd love to know how they're going to make up that money. Are they going to charge almost double per passenger? Or what are they going to do to recoup that loss? Or was that just a documentary, whining and crying? I don't know. But there's a lot of interesting questions that I'd like to get answered. I'm not scared to be on the ship with or without a mask. I'm not worried about that. What I am concerned about is if there is an outbreak, what does that happen for Stephanie and I? Are we vlogging from the balcony? It's like Blair Witch style, like it's day 73. Have scratches on the wall. Would they charge you for that? Is that damage to the cabin?
I think that's what we don't want to have. That's what we're trying to avoid. Yeah, so we just want to know the safety, what's going on, what will happen from start to finish. Sue, you are exactly right. What if someone tests positive right there on the dock? So if you have to have the documentation that you're COVID negative 72 hours, a lot can happen in 72 hours, 48 hours even, a lot can happen. And how do you know?
Oh, thank you, Laurie.
Thank you, Laurie. 63. Sending my love and hope for you too. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Woo. Yeah. So what happens on that ship? What happens when you pull up? And are they keeping everyone isolated from on embarkation day? We have no idea. We don't know what it's going to look like. We just don't know. Let's see.
That makes sense, Heather. It really does. I'm curious to see what everybody does. I love the thought of the buffet being served and no more grubby hands touching. I love that. I love. I don't know. I love the thought of they're claiming that the new ventilation systems are going to go through as few cabins as possible before returning and getting new fresh air. That sounds amazing. But how do you do that to a ship that's been in operation for 20 years? I can see the newer ships and even the ships that are currently being built being retrofitted. But how do you retrofit a ship that didn't even dream of that kind of technology? What do you do with those ships?
Yeah. And Daniel, that's a good question. Could a ship refuse you if you have compromised health for the first few months? They could. They could say, I don't believe HIPAA, especially in the United States, will allow them to ask for your health, like a health certification. I think that that's getting into some serious gray area for people's rights, but they could offer that. I think that we'll see, like other countries, if you have a stop, will say you need to have this vaccination to board the ship. But I don't even, like, as far as vaccines go and that stuff as well, but they could very well say that. And you might have to get a doctor's approval to sail. But we'll see. I don't think that was on the list of the requirements for the CDC, though. So, but yeah, they could do that. So
Derek Ton says that an executive with Royal said that the occupancy for newer ships, Voyager through present, is around 35%. That is mind-boggling, and completely against all the documentaries I've ever seen. If that's the case, then they shouldn't be worried at all if you only need 35% occupancy. I mean, what a business model. I think the only thing that is more profitable is like selling crack. Seriously, that's a huge profit margin. Over 35%. Good for them. If that's the case, then they shouldn't be worried. They should be fine. That's interesting to know. I mean, gosh, I would love to sail on a ship that's roughly at 35%. You'd feel like you have the whole place to yourself. Might even feel like jumping on and going, I'm the captain now, That's wild.
Yeah, Clodagh, that's true. The 72-hour test will be very difficult for guests coming from Europe to the United States. I don't know how they're going to work it out. I think that Heather said they're going to have the rapid test. That's what MSC currently has on their cruises out of Europe. So they will probably have that here as well. I would imagine everybody will be getting swabs up the nose to get on a ship. That would just be part of the protocol at the moment until there's something else available. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where things go, what the cruise lines do, how well people adhere to them. I think that Allison was saying that she was in Vegas and felt like people were very lax. We felt the same way at Gatlinburg. If you were outside, it didn't matter if you were in a big crowd. Outside, people thought that it was okay to be maskless. We were not. We were always masked. The only place that we actually felt the super safe was Dollywood. They were like cracking down on people so hard. They were cracking down on more people in Dollywood than they do at Universal or
Woo.
Disney. Thank you so much, Tracy.
Tracy D's.
Woo. We love you too. We love you too. Thank you. So we'll see. And then, like I said, we'll have to see how much the cruise lines police activity to keep everybody in line. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of families standing on the dock waving bye to the ship because they went off on their own excursion and they didn't really think the ship would leave them. And I have a feeling that if that's how it starts out, because right now you have to go on a cruise sponsored, approved excursion, and you can't leave the group. So we'll see. I think there's going to be a lot of people left behind if that continues to
maybe
be
in the
thing.
first round, but after a while people either stop going or someone will flex the rules or people will finally adhere to the rules. Let's be honest here real quick. It's never going to be exactly the same, but that's something we should celebrate. Cruising's evolving. Let's hope it evolves for the best, There's nothing wrong with people serving you in the buffet. People touching your food has never been a good idea, ever. So there's some things that are coming out of this that I'm grateful for. I'm not happy that cruising's been shut down, especially for all my friends who are crew members. These people are struggling. That part is terrible.
It's going to be interesting. We have a lot to. It's the next 3 months are going to be very interesting. And Emma just said something absolutely terrifying, but doesn't surprise me in the least. She said that there's been people buying fake COVID tests on the internet. That doesn't surprise me. Why it doesn't surprise me is because at Mayo, people were saying that they were getting in with their spouses by taking medicines that lower fevers. Because the fever, the temperature check is what gets you into the door of Mayo, and they were lying to come into the hospital by taking whatever breaks fever. So NyQuil, Dayquil, Aleve, whatever that is. So it does not surprise me in the least that people would do that, but it's absolutely terrifying. Like, it's so scary to think that. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not, Sana made a comment earlier, like hundreds of comments earlier, or these are just flying. She's not too worried about the proximity of the cabins and the airflow between them. Normally, I wouldn't be either, but being immunocompromised, I get no information from anybody. So I kind of just feel like maybe I should either travel with like a small travel ionizer or just wear the mask while I'm sleeping. I haven't figured that out yet. Stephanie often, in a dark humor way, jokes that I'll beat the cancer, but COVID's going to be the thing that kills me. That's the thing that we're really, truly worried about.
Yeah, it's, we're just trying to protect ourselves, but we know that we can't stop living. So in this new world of COVID, Sean and I know that, especially being on YouTube and feeling like, we were talking to Para DJ about this very subject, the responsibility of us having a YouTube channel and putting out content versus telling you that it's safe to go travel. Please do not think that Sean and I say that, yes, it's everybody and anybody should travel. It is up to your situation. For Sean and I, because Sean has been given 12 months to live and we're now into month 10. So if that was really the case, we only have 2 or 3 more months left, according to the doctors. Now, we don't think that's going to be the case, but if that is the case for us, we have to experience as much as we can in the time that we have left, and we can't live in fear of COVID interrupting those plans. For us, everybody's situation is very specific, so please take it upon yourself to, make the best decision for you and your family. Do not go by what Sean and I are doing. That's very important.
I'm just going to travel with like an Elton John-esque scuba suit. That would be awesome. Sparkles everywhere. I mean, come on, hit me with that flashlight. Boom. You have to live life. There is no tomorrow. I know that sounds trite, but it's true. And Stephanie and I have been reminded about that many, many times in the last couple months. If I do make it to my new first birthday, I will absolutely celebrate it as is. But the point is, you got to take your health into your own hands, and you have to assess whether or not this is worth it. Is it, Stephanie, if we went on the best cruise of our lives and it somehow killed me, would that have been worth it?
Yes.
Okay. So Stephanie thinks it's worth it. Okay.
Well, that the cruise killed you?
Yeah.
No, I would be upset if the cruise killed you. Oh, sorry. I was in a different world.
Okay.
I was thinking like if you just died, like would it have been
on the
worth?
next episode of Buried in the Backyard, it's always the spouse that does it.
I was like reading all the comments.
Thank you for your sticker, Justin.
Thank you so much, Justin. Woo!
Even Chloe's trying to tell you, hey, I think you just said kill dad.
I didn't. No, I was thinking in my head that if something happened in like it was your last thing, then and you passed away on a ship and we were having this amazing time, it would be okay. If the cruise killed you from COVID, for example, it would be a very hard thing to kind of accept. We have to accept it. So even going to Gatlinburg, Sean and I know, okay, we could possibly catch COVID. It's right. A thing. Going to the grocery store, we could also catch COVID. But more likely being in a big environment, like someone just put 30% of people in the downtown Gatlinburg area were wearing masks. I think that's a little high. Yeah. Like I would say 20, maybe 15, 10. I don't know. I felt like nobody was wearing masks. I know people were, but it just.
Thank you, Aaron Smith.
You so much, Aaron.
Love Tennessee. It was gorgeous.
It was beautiful. Thank you so much. Chloe's like, she's like, you're gonna punch me in the face. Oh, that's over here. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Justin.
Justin. Yes. Beware of someone who owns a pig farm as well.
Yikes. So anyway, yeah, enough of that.
Taking a dark turn.
We're in the Buried in the Backyard.
Killing Sean.
Hey.
It's easy.
Did you all see her? That's her new thing. She taps me now. She taps me.
No, she loves to go.
She taps me. It's what she does. Now she can't hear. She is she's
small frequencies.
She had very high, like if you tap a plate, that sound, that ting sound, she can hear things like that. But she's very old. She's been with us since 2000. She's been with me since 2005. 2005? Mm-hmm. I think that's right. 2005. That's right. Yeah. No, 2003. Oh, yes, 2003. Yeah. So she's been around for quite a long time. She is OG.
Og.
You're OG. She's OG.
So yes, I definitely recommend cruising. Just, some people don't want to take vaccines. Some people are going to be forced to take vaccines. I don't know how they're going to get around the HIPAA laws with all that. Maybe they're just. That's what I'm saying. Everything's going to have to change. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I would love to be on the first sailing out. Don't get me wrong. The sounds of that ocean are just calling my name. The forest was equally as powerful, though. I really enjoyed sitting out there. I've never smelled that many trees before. It's just like, it was just gorgeous. It was just gorgeous. So, but yeah, I would be on the first ship out of here if I could. I just think I'm going to stay on a newer ship with potentially better retrofitted circulation. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll stick if we can get information from, the cruise lines and from travel agents and stuff to find out which ships have this new ventilation system. We're all in. We think it would be great. We will be a little nervous, a little bit of anxiety. That's how it's more anxiety for me. Like, what did you put yourself into? I don't know if that feeling will ever go away.
I was anxious in Anakeesta. The line to go back down the hill on the lift hill, people just don't understand what 6 feet looks like. This is not 6 feet. Sorry, dudes. It's just not the thing. And I had some dude like pressed up against me. I can feel his hot tuna breath on my neck. And on top of all that, he decided to lit up a cigarette and just smoke there in line. And I'm just like, dude, I'm like battling cancer. I don't really need this in my life, but just stand 6 feet back, man. But he was like, literally like, if this microphone's me, this guy's like talking to his wife. He's like, man, this is the longest line ever.
It's basically laying on top of us.
And I'm feeling like this hot tuna breath coming around me.
Yeah. It gets that anxiety feeling, and I think for us, we'll definitely not be in an inside cabin. We will be in a balcony, but to have that little space to go back to the balcony and not feel that anxiety, that will be worth it. In Atlanta, we went to the aquarium. Now, I would say 99.9% of people had their masks on and wore them properly, but there were so many people in the aquarium. I was so anxious. Yeah. I don't even know what video footage we took because I don't remember anything except like this like sand in my head where it's just like, I gotta get out of here. It was so crowded, and I don't like being in spaces like that. I just don't like that. So that I'm hoping that cruising doesn't turn into that kind of feeling. I hope that they can take care of and keep the anxiety down. But of course, like I said, you can always go back to your balcony and be like,
well, the TAs in here said that the ships only need to operate at 35% for break even. So if on that 35% you get some people buying bottles of wine or doing specialty dining, etc., shopping for merchandise, if you only need 35% to break even, I mean, that means that opens up a whole possibility for not really running into a bunch of people. You know?
I like that.
I don't know if they'll do deck parties anymore or whatever. Maybe they will they'll put circles on the deck or something like dance in your circle,
I'm okay with that. Dance in my square.
Slide in your circle,
Dance in my square. Jackie's here. Hi, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie. It was awesome. We got to meet Jackie at Dollywood.
It was so amazing meeting Jackie. Jackie and her husband work at Dollywood. She was telling us the story that it was they're retired and their dream was to live in the Smoky Mountains, and she lives there now. And she offered us time saver passes, which allows you to go right to the front of the line of every ride, all the major attractions. And it was so, whoa, Chloe, excuse me. And it was so amazing meeting you. Thank you so much for your generosity. And it was great. It was awesome. Yes, she's happy. She was so great meeting you. Let's see. You're getting
Brandon Magruder says,
me.
I don't think they'll be allowed to sail if they don't have the ventilation system fixed. I agree. I'm just grateful that there's a third party because I love cruising. There's probably nobody out there that loves cruising as much as I do, but we all know that cruising has been greedy in the past and they have done things that have been shady in the past. So I'm glad that they're not taking our health lightly. They're working really hard. Captain Kate is very open and honest about how hard they're working to make sure that the guests will be safe. I think that's fantastic.
Becky, the group cruise looks awesome, but that's a little far away for us right now. We're just trying to get to February, but we are.
Yeah, we can't
plan that far out, and we don't have any money to put down. But guys,
chemotherapy is $8,000 a round, and that doesn't include all the other stuff that goes with it. The actual chemotherapy is $8,000 a round. So any money that Stephanie and I grind out every month or whatever goes straight to our medical bills or just to living. Unfortunately, we do not have a travel budget this year. So it's all really based on sponsorships or stuff that we can do, that we can drive to and whatnot. So
yeah. But we haven't been invited.
That's a cool looking group cruise, but that's a vlogger cruise, and we haven't been invited. So
it's a little far away for us.
It's a little far away.
But we're just trying to get to that vow renewal cruise, which is hopefully will happen next October. But we won't start planning that until cruising actually comes back to service. So we'll see what happens there for that one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, thanks to Jackie, we got to ride all the rides as quickly and as many times as possible, and we did.
We did. So good. Bye, Mike. Bye, Mike. Yeah, Jackie allowed us to actually go home and be able to dry our clothes and come back and still get to do everything. It was so awesome. Oh, that's nice about Niagara Falls.
Always want to do that.
We wanted to. That's fantastic. I don't think we're allowed to go into New York.
Yeah, is New York still blocked?
I think it is for Floridians.
I think the world wants Florida to be locked out.
I think everything's closed for Florida and like the Northeast. Because I wanted to go do a winter vacation for Christmas time to go to like Vermont, which Sean and I have never been there, or Maine or something. Drive up there, but they are not allowing Floridians in the state. So we'll be sticking here or the South if we want to go anywhere. But we'll see.
Someone brought up a good question. We're not even sure if they're going to be open or available, but would we go into inside cabins anymore? My answer for me is no. From now on, if I'm sailing, it's going to be with a balcony.
Yes, it will be only balconies for us, or suites maybe.
Sure, and if the captain wants to, just.
I'm not saying we turn
smack
those
my
down.
butt and say, let's dance. Okay, right on, Captain.
But no, it will definitely be all balconies because I'm going to need that little piece of anti-anxiety. Heather, you don't want to go to New York. Well, that makes sense. I was just I wanted a snow place for winter. And all the snow places will not allow Floridians to go without a 14-day quarantine. And that's just too long for us to stay. I can't spend a month in a place just to be there for a couple days. So, that would be so awesome to come to Maine. That is definitely on the list. That would be so fun.
JUC Smiles. Captain Kate, she's just now starting to post on YouTube. She posts a ton on Instagram and on TikTok. So it's just more of a function of finding out where she posts. I don't know if I've seen anything of hers on Facebook, but definitely TikTok and absolutely Instagram. Tons and tons and tons of Instagram. So much so that Bug has her own Instagram.
Whoa. You are moving the mic.
And Paul asked, where do we get our music? We get all of our music at Epidemic Sound. Great company. Love the tracks.
Great company.
I literally listen to their playlist while I work out in the mornings and just do music selection for that day's videos. I absolutely love their tracks.
Yeah, Sana, we agree. We think that inside cabins will be reduced as well to keep for isolation and stuff, but we'll see.
Agreed.
Ooh, going to Colorado. We would love to go to Colorado.
Would love to. It's like maybe a 3-day drive, maybe?
It's a little bit far for driving.
3-4 day drive?
Yeah. So we're not quite comfortable. Actually, we were talking to Para DJ about flying, and they went to Mexico, and their Mexico vlogs are posted now. And they felt very comfortable on the plane. We don't really have the confidence yet to fly. So that's why we're doing driving. Plus it's cheaper with our little car. So they can hear you purring.
That's awesome. Go,
so
she has things to say.
But yeah, so we had to try to go within driving distance with the car. But Emma wants to stay inside cabin. Well, Emma, you can have all the inside cabins.
Take them all.
We'll give them all to Emma.
We used to almost exclusively stay in inside cabins, and they've been fine, especially for sleeping. Nothing wakes you up,
I've been to the Poconos. They're beautiful. I used to ski in the Poconos.
I would love to see the Poconos.
Leah, thank you so much. Portland, Maine, to sneak you into the state.
Sweet, we're getting smuggled into Portland.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You're sitting on my mouse, by the way. I can't do anything. She doesn't care. She's happy. Yeah, she's going to smuggle us in. That's awesome. Paradigm said Delta didn't have had the middle seats blocked, but they are opening them back up in December. Yeah, so I'm happy to hear that everyone's really liking the flying. Mm-hmm. We're just not there yet. So
yeah, I'm just worried. Just worried because things are going so well that we're afraid of introducing any kind of chaos into my system that could potentially flip the switch and turn everything reverse. And that's, not something we're just really hesitant, cautious, nervous. I don't know what the right word is.
Yeah.
For that, but yeah, we're just
a little hesitant. And Najuma, yes, I didn't mean closed. There's not a state that's closed to any other state. They do want you to quarantine for 2 weeks. So that closes it for us because we have to get back to work. Sorry, I said that wrong. I apologize. Yeah, so everything's open. You just have to quarantine. And there are states like New York will come find you. They make you there's been reports of people following up and making sure that you're quarantining, and that's a little too much for us. So we'll stick to where we can go without having to do a 2-week before thing at this moment. But hopefully it will, we'll see how things start to progress through the winter and all that stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we'll fly eventually. We'll have to, but right this second, we're gonna try to stay within car distance. Or hopefully one day ship distance, Yeah,
well, if I can be like, no, whoa, no. People coming at me. That's basically what I was doing in the aquarium. I was pulling Sean everywhere. I was like, over here, no, over here. Because there's a big group of people. I was like, this is too much for me. This is too much anxiety. Too much anxiety.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Chris Mack. I've been hearing from our friends that the UK or many places in the UK are going into lockdown. So sorry about that. That's unfortunate. But Gogglebox rules. Just saying.
It's great TV. We find a lot of shows from Gogglebox, which is fantastic. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm so sorry to all of our UK friends that they're back in lockdown again. Hopefully it's not very long and everything will settle back down. And then you'll be, and then Sana said in Scotland, they've already been in lockdown. Schools are closed. Yeah, so I'm sorry about that. So hopefully it's not as long this time. So...
Yeah, if I was in normal health, if I wasn't battling cancer, I would have no problem flying. I'd have no problem, licking the doorknob of a Motel 6 room. But right now I just can't do that. So it's just... Sorry, I just try to make it a little bit lighter.
What do you think about that?
But seriously, it just... Because I can't get a straight answer from anybody on our medical team on what would or would not kill me. We're erring on the side of caution.
Yeah, just trying to pick the things that we can try to control, even though we can't control much. In a situation where I can move to one side or the other in a plane, I can't really go anywhere. So that's our only thing. Yeah, I don't know, Allison. We'll see if we'll go into lockdown. I don't know if that will happen again.
I don't know. I do not know.
We just have to wait and see how it goes. I don't think our Florida governor will lock us down if he keeps us open no matter what.
Bonnie says when she started cruising, they were big, but they were less than 1,000 passengers, and they weren't as many ships, but their cruise companies were still making money. Yeah, but now you're talking 4 or 5 times the size of the ship, as well as the labor costs and fuel costs and everything else. So that's why I'm kind of shocked that the really big ships, the Oasis class style ships, can actually function at 35%. That's better than any resort hotel in Orlando we've been working with tourism for a long time, and 35% is a magic number. No wonder why they keep printing ships. I would be too at that kind of, perfumes make that kind of percentage. So that's, and they're like one of the best companies for money, so to generate money.
Dance, Chloe.
We got
dance.
another.
Dance.
Allison,
Woo! Thank you so much. Dance. Come on, dance. Dun, 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 dun. She's dancing. Dun, 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 dun. Dancing. Yay. Thank you so much, Allison. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Can you believe it's been an hour already?
I cannot believe it's been an hour. That's crazy. Chloe's trying to say
Chloe's like, I'm hungry.
Yeah, she's like,
I'm really hungry. It has been amazing hanging out with everyone. Thank you so much. We love these days. These
Absolutely.
are our favorite days.
Absolutely.
No matter what. We just got home last night at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and exhausted. We were exhausted today, but this show, you're getting hair all over me.
She's talking to me, by the way.
This has been fantastic. We love all of you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Chloe says thank you for joining us as well.
Clearly.
Something. Oof, she's loving it over here.
She really is.
She's loving it. So
start calling it Tea Time with Chloe.
Anthony, we're not staying this time. Tuesday we will be up and back 3 hours. Hopefully we'll be home.
They've shortened my chemotherapy, so there's no reason to stay. It's only 3 hour stint now. So just get a quick test, meet with the doctor, put in the jabby jab. 3 hours later, walk out with a pump. That's it.
Yep, and we'll be home and back up to, you just slime me, back up to Mayo on Thursday for pump removal and then back home. So thank you guys so much for watching. We guys, you have no idea. We absolutely love you all so, so much. Yeah, you have no idea how amazing this makes us feel. And you perk us up and keep us going and all that
You're
stuff.
telling me you're going to eat me. I'm watching you.
So thank you so much, guys. Is that all? You have anything else to say?
Nothing other than we love and adore every single one of you. It was super, super great hanging out with Pero DJ, not once, but twice. Both times in the dark, though. That's something we got to work. So in the Caribbean, we meet them in the light, but in the States, we meet them in the dark. What are you going to do? They're fantastic people. Really love meeting creators and finding out that they're awesome. So Pero DJ, J&D are really fantastic humans.
And they have a live stream tonight. I think they're on location.
Ooh, nice. So make sure to check them out.
Check them out.
We love and adore every single one of y'all. And the travel vlogs are coming out very, very soon. I'm working on them right now. Well, not right now. Just 2 minutes from now.
They'll be out very soon. And thank you guys for everything. Thank you for super chats. And it was so nice to meet Jackie and Heather in IRL in real life.
That was cool.
That was really cool. So it was a magical week, and we're going to continue that high into next week as we start another round of chemo. And yeah, so we will see you all next Sunday for tea time, same place, here, 5 o'clock.
Same cat time, same cat channel.
That's right. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone. We love you.
We love you.